Hello, my name is Heather Ward. I'm going to be demonstrating some Scratchboard techniques on this owl that I've started. I've already blocked in a lot of the fine feathers around the face, and I just wanted to elaborate how I'm doing this. Start off with these tattoo needles. To make it easier to hold, because holding these is kind of hard on the fingers, you can cut them off right about here with a pair of pliers or wire cutters. So you only have the little tip, and then put it in this pin vise, which is much more comfortable. This one here has I think 7 different points on it, and this one is really good for feathering, making all these really fine feathers here. You'll notice I'm not going parallel on all of them, kind of make little X's as I go along. Gives it a more natural look. Now up here close to the eyes, I keep it short. Down here closer to the beak, they start getting a little bit longer. Okay, so this is just kind of a base layer. Just trying to get coverage at this point. This is a spotted owl, and in these feathers right here, there's sort of a pattern of white spots. Here's my reference image. So they're very light. They're not quite as noticeable, not as contrasted as these spots on the body. I could keep going over it with the tattoo needle, or I could use this. This is my fiberglass brush. I have a couple different sizes. This is the smallest one I have, the one I use the most. And just go in here, kind of very lightly pull out some of these lighter spots. With these fiberglass brushes, they're fairly stiff, but the shorter you keep it, the stiffer it is. If I were to let this out a little bit longer, you can see I'm almost needing to replace this one. If I let it out a bit longer, it gives it a bit of a softer texture on the board, which is not always what you want. Like up here, if you look at my reference, there's a bit of, there's a white area right above where the eyebrows would be, I guess. So to get that nice and white, I would use my fiberglass brush sticking out a little bit more. And then, keep it fairly short to work on these little spots here and there. And my strokes are very short because these feathers are really tiny up in here. Now when I use the fiberglass brush, it creates a lot of ink dust as it scrapes off the ink from the board. I blow on the board to blow it all away, but with the fiberglass brush it doesn't get all of it. So I'll just use up a wadded up tissue and kind of wipe it away, and it brightens it up a little bit. Then of course the fiberglass brush gets caked with ink, so I'll just take usually my reference and just tap it off there. Now also on these little feathers up here, might be kind of hard to see, but there are, you can see the center shaft of the feathers, especially up here on the top, not so much down the side. So I'm going to use my curved blade knife and just kind of very carefully put some short lines in here. Okay, and then finally, going back to the reference, there are black feathers sticking out from below the eyes, and the best way to do that in Scratchboard is to just draw them back in. I can use just an ink pen, and carefully put these back in there. The pen does get clogged up with the ink dust a little bit. And that is how I would do the face feathers of an owl. Thank you for watching.